Proverbs 16. Look, we got to stay in love and harmony. But I do want your feedback. I want you, if you got a question, ask it. Please. That's what we're here for. We're a collective. Nobody's any better than anybody else. We're all on the same level right now. So if you got feedback, that's why we're doing this. It's a form. It's not a Bible study. It's a form. You learn better in a form than you do any other way. You know that. You taught school for 100 years. So you know how that works, probably. Okay.
Oh, that's the way you stamp out ignorance.
With knowledge. Right? Except they're too stupid to learn. Then you have a hard time.
Proverbs what?
16.
16.
It says everything with a place and a purpose. That's the headline. Everything with a place and a purpose. Mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the last word. We were making really grandiose plans in here, but that's what people do. That's living in the future, and God says it's the now. That's why you have to come back and do the end from the beginning, so your timeline's the same. There are seasons of time, and if you don't believe me, go back into the Old Testament. Every time there's a season of time, and you prepare for that season. What did Joseph do in Egypt? He prepared for what? Famine.
7-year drought.
It was famine, right? And you fill the grain, reeds full of grain, and they lived very luxuriously in that period of time because they never were without. And they had people from all over the world coming by and grain from. We're in a season of time. We always are in a season of time. And what happens, especially in the real estate market, nobody prepares for it. They think it's going to keep going and on and on and on. And it won't, because there's a season for it. But if you prepare and you understand what season's coming, when you go from one season to the other, then you'll never be in lack. And that's what God's showing me.
That's good.
Everything's in a season. We have seasons. We have seasons of prosperity. We have seasons of fear. We have seasons of lack. We have seasons for whatever. And we can see it through the market. You can see it in other things. People today are screaming and hollering global warming, and you know that's a crock. But they do that, and what they wanted to do, they wanted to lead into a tax because of global warming, and the more industry that your country was doing, the higher the tax. That's what we got out of the Paris Accord, because Russia and China was not going to be taxed, and they're the world's worst about pollution. They wanted us to pay it. Thank you, Trump. He said, "Now we ain't doing that," and he got out of it. But that's a season. This is what they're doing. They're trying to promote their seasons. People do that. Men, and I mean men, that means everybody, women too. Because of our thought process, and because we have authority over everything God created in this reality, we get to change the season because of the way we think. Where do you think earthquakes come from? Where do you think typhoons come from? Where do you think tornadoes come from? Where do you think volcanoes eruption comes from? Those are seasons. That's what I'm talking about. That's the seasons. Well, men do that from their thought process.
All the negativity.
And what does the insurance company call it? An act of God. And they won't cover that, right? Well, that's why you never play roulette with 000 and 0 on the wheel, because that's 2 more chances, or 1 more chance that they end up finish the house. We can get into that later, but anyway. But yes, that's where it comes from. All the negativity in this world. That's why if you live in Florida and they say a big typhoon's coming, you laugh. Big deal. It ain't gonna hurt me, because it won't. All the tornadoes have been in Georgia since '72. They ain't come close to me, and the one was coming. My daughter called and said, "Dad, did you take over?" "Yeah, I took it." And my father was, "Did you? What are you gonna do?" "I'm nothing. I've taken care of it." But you have authority over that stuff because of what Jesus gave us. And if you don't use it, then you don't. And if you don't believe it, you don't.
Yeah.
But it's there for you when you're ready. And they don't teach you that, I know, in Baptist ministry, but it's the truth. Or Methodist or Presbyterian or Church of God, and none of them. None of them teach you that. But you have authority. God gave it to you. Do you have to be born again? No. He gives it to everybody.
You know why they don't teach that?
Yeah, I know why.
You'd raise up in the church if you knew
Absolutely. And you quit paying tithes and
it.
offerings.
You'd question the pastor.
Yeah, well, yeah, the whole situation, yes, yes. They want you to control them.
Yeah,
They want
yeah.
you
They don't want
to
you,
be holding to them,
they
yes.
don't want you to come in there and question the pastor about
So
your
that's a true
authority.
statement, Eddie, and that's the reason you're correct.
Yes,
So there was a point in time where those leaders decided, yes, we know that this is the truth, but we are going to keep it from the people.
Right,
That
that's
decision.
exactly.
and that came from the Roman Catholic Church in 600 AD is when it started. That's when they buried the solfeggio scale for harmonious rhythms.
Right.
And they changed the rhythm of music. It's now 4/4, 4/40, and it should have been 4/32. They did all of that. When you screw up the harmony, you screw up the music and the songs, and then the continuity of love. Well, how did the Hebrews walk around Jericho and blow on their shofars and the walls tumble down? Why do you think that happened?
Have no clue.
Harmonious, vibrational energy coming out of the horns. And then you got these dum-dums that are over there blowing a horn, and that's crap, because that's not what it's for. He's out of harmony with everything else. And plus it stunk, you never cleaned it. But yeah, I got so tired, I couldn't go back to that, because that's a farce. It's a circus. It's not true. And they're feeding the people the untruths, and they're sitting there going, wow. Yeah, I can't get into it.
And
Anyway.
you gotta constantly tell your mind that that's not right, so you got tired of doing it.
Oh yeah, I'd go in another room until it was over. Then I'd do my cleanup duties.
Well, I get tired of the fact that the leadership, whether they knew that that was not true or not, they didn't stop it. Even if they thought it was true, they ought to stop it because it's disruptive.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We know better, and that's why we're here, and they can have what they got. Hallelujah. Not saying they're not born again, not saying they're not going to heaven, but they're going to get their.
The judgment starts in the pulpit. They're the first ones to be judged.
Everybody's judged the same, but I understand what you're saying.
That's just a good little added attraction to get people to come.
Yeah, hallelujah. Anyway, let's go back to Proverbs.
Exactly.
Hallelujah. Everything with a place and a purpose. Mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the last word. Humans are satisfied with whatever looks good. Man, is that true? How many people look at what's good? You walk by sight, not by faith. And that's what he said. Humans are satisfied with whatever looks good. Hey, brother, it looks good to me. Let's do it. Or let's buy it, or let's do it, or whatever. God probes for what is good, not what looks good. That's why God doesn't use the biggest, strongest, most handsome person. He used King David. He was a runt. Hallelujah. Put God in charge of your work. Put God first, right? And everything that you do, think. Then what you've planned will take place. We did that this morning, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. We put the plan, and it's really not a plan, it's just the way to do stuff. God made everything with...
Does that go along with that verse in the Proverbs about where there's no vision, the people perish?
Yes, for lack of knowledge, yes, yes,
Where there's a vision, the people flourish.
yes, yeah, the truth. Yes. God made everything with a place and a purpose. Even the wicked are included, but for judgment. And that's why they're included. Because the good folks that are in here with the wicked folks, they're never going to be judged because there's nothing to be judged for. That's why Jesus took how many sins?
Oh.
So there's no sin to be judged
Yeah.
in the white throne.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was reading the one about every idle word you'll be responsible for. That is not for us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That will be for them because
For the
they
non-believers.
have chosen to have a different way to their salvation, which they think they can get by their actions. So they'll have their chance in the day of court.
Absolutely. Yes.
Gnashing of teeth.
Yes. And crying. They cry a bunch too. Guilt is banished through love and truth. Fear of the Lord deflects evil. And that's reverence. They're not talking about being afraid of God.
There you go.
So this is really good. I like guilt is banished through love and truth. Love is truth, truth is love.
Yeah, what number is that one? Because I got the NIV. It just-
6.
Oh, 6, wow.
Guilt.
It's hard to keep up, isn't it?
I
Two
don't-
different languages.
Well, yeah, this is easier to understand. It's more plain English. than
Guilt
the other.
is vanished. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, through love and truth, and that's how you do it. There's no defense against love. None, zero, not a put, zero. There's not. If you want to change somebody, then you send them an offering, and that's what we're doing. We're sending offerings, free will gifts through our thoughts and our words. And you send them an offering of love, and they have to receive it, but they don't have to like it. And what they'll do, get up and move, and they'll go, they'll leave, and they won't stay to be there. I've done that over the years a lot. And I didn't want to be around them anyway. They're vampires. They suck energy out of me.
I love to do that to the haters. The Trump haters and the
Well, you send love.
son of love.
Yeah,
Even type that out.
you can do it
I
however
wish
you
the
want.
very best for you.
Yeah.
man.
Did you see what happened in California 3 or 4 days ago? They had an anti-Christian rally. They dressed up like Christians, and one leader dressed up like Jesus with a crown of thorns on his head, and they all made fun of the Christians.
Oh boy.
No, really?
Yeah, the elite of
I
California.
didn't get that, no.
That and put legislation into ban the Bible, sell the Bible.
It won't pass.
It won't pass.
Yeah.
They'll be happy to know that in the next life, they won't have to spend any time with God.
Yeah.
No, there'll be absence if they don't change their ways, but we don't know. So,
God doesn't want to be mocked.
Hey. But you can't, you couldn't explain that to them.
No, you can't.
you let that go and just send them love. That's what you do.
That's it.
You know, the way I pray for those folks is just, I pray truth for them.
Amen.
Because they're not, until they see the truth, there's no freedom for them. Of course, the truth is Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the politicians and it's the people that put them in the power. They're just who they are. It's not, they're being who they are. The people put them there. So it's the people's fault. It's our fault that they're there. People like us because we have free choice. So don't just blame them for being who they think they are. Remember, let's go back to the source, not the reflection.
Well, we help make them who they are if we go to their movies
Well,
and listen to their music.
yeah, and
That was excellent, right there.
buy
And buy their
their
stupid
goods.
product.
Where, yes, but see, that's the society that we live in.
I was reading, what's it, Romans 12:2, which is the one that says, do not be conformed to this world, but
We'll
always.
be transformed.
And I started thinking about is there another scripture that links that? And I ended up at Isaiah 52:11, which says, depart, depart, depart. You remember reading
Yes,
that?
yeah.
In other words, get out.
Yeah.
That's Egypt, which is the world's culture. It's the same thing.
Well, it was the world's
Right,
culture
it was,
back
right,
then.
right.
It was the hub,
Right.
yes. And that's why, we'll do that a later day. Guilt is banished through love and truth. Fear of God deflects evil. When God approves of your life, even your enemies will end up shaking your hand. Positive vibrations, hallelujah. When God approves of your life, even your enemies will end up shaking your hand. Oh, brother, I'm glad you're here. Glad to see you. Far better to be right and poor than to be wrong and rich. Now, you can be right and rich if you choose to.
Amen.
It's, what do you mean by rich? Well, it's your definition, not mine. Some people think it's a whole lot of money, which it's not. To me, it's having more than enough and share. As long as you see time and sow, see time and harvest is there for you, and you'll never run out of money. You'll never run out of love. You'll never run out of nothing. As long as you're, see, our whole life existence is put in a circular position. It's always doing this. It's in a circle. It's never stopping. It's not slow. It just keeps going. You plant here, you reap there. You plant here, you reap there. And you continually do that. And that's what it's all about. And the more you sow, the more you reap. And if you don't believe it, then you won't get it. But if you believe it and you stay in love, that's the way it works. And it's always been that way.
And that's just a law for the believer and the unbeliever.
Spiritual law, yes.
For the heathen.
Absolutely. And that's why churches got under this tithe thing. And we need a new parking lot. We need stained glass windows. We got tithe. You got to do 10. That's not about the tithe. It's about the heart. The love comes from the heart. The heart is the strongest organ you have in your body. 4,000 times stronger than your brain. So, what does your heart tell you to do? And do it in love, not because you have to. You don't give to get. That's wrong. And some of the evangelists said that.
A lot of them.
And that's wrong. You don't. You give out of love, and what'll happen? You'll get it back. And Jesus said, it's not from God. He says, man will give into your bosom. Okay? So it's about that, and you don't wait to see it. You just know it's there. It's not about the manifestation. It's about the revelation that it's done. That's all you care about. And you don't care how you get it. That's God's business. It's not yours. And he already promised you, and if he's a liar, then we're all lost. And I don't think God's ever lied. That I know. So I believe him.
Yeah.
But if we're wrong, we wasted this life. If they're wrong, they've wasted eternity.
We're all eternal. So yes.
Yes.
Everybody's eternal. You're going to go somewhere. Absolutely. God cares about honesty in the workplace. Your business is his business.
Okay.
It pays to take life seriously. A good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. We plan the way we want to live, but only God makes us able to live it. Because it's his plan is our plan. Because we go, he's the light, he's the source, we follow that. And if you'll do that, you can't go wrong. You'll always be in the light. And if you're in the light, there's no darkness in the light. No, there can be no sin if you choose. But it's always going to be up to you. Good leaders abhor wrongdoing of all kinds. Sound leadership has a moral foundation. When was the last time you've heard of morality in Washington, D.C.? There isn't any. So it's so corrupt. Good leaders abhor. You know what abhor means?
Hate.
Yes, they hate. We shouldn't hate anything, but that's what they're saying. Good leaders cultivate honest speech, words, thoughts. They love advisors who tell them the truth. Words have power. The most powerful thing in the whole universe is words and love. There's no defense against that. I love you.
So even evil
It even
leaders,
makes you feel good when you say that.
even
Yes, sir.
evil leaders like to hear the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they will push back on it, like they don't like to hear it, but
Of course. That harmonization of the vibration that makes the word, and it's better in Hebrew than it is in English, by the way. It's a different vibration, it's more powerful. But it's still powerful in English, and that's what we go by, and that's what most people know. So when I say that, I love you, and you know what? It's coming from my heart, because there's no homosexuals in there, thank God, Jesus.
What is love in Hebrew? What's
Agape.
Agape.
Yeah,
Right.
agape love. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. It's love. It's like your love for your wife.
so that's the Hebrew word for love.
Yeah, agape. I think it's either Greek, one or the other. I think it's Hebrew. Maybe Greek, I don't know. I got into that and I got out of it. I didn't want to spend the time. I should, but I think it's agape. And there's two kinds of Hebrew. There's ancient Hebrew, there's Hebrew that they do now, which is different from the other, and it's all has numerical values, and it's just, it gets really.
Agape is the God kind of love.
Yes.
And then Phileos, which is brotherly love, like Philadelphia is named after Phileos, the city of brotherly love.
Ah.
Then there's Storge, which is love that like you love your little puppy dog. And there's two more. Yeah.
Okay? No, let's see, God, okay, we're dead. God loves good leaders, cultivate honest speech. How many people that you know that you can listen to them and they're honest in everything they say? There's no negativity involved in their statement. I don't know anybody. They love advisors who tell them the truth. They love advisors who tell them the truth. Good leaders cultivate honest speech. You want to be a good leader of men, women, children, dogs, cats, mice? Cultivate honest speech. Love, truth. And when it comes out of your mouth, it'll be at a vibrational frequency that makes everything prosperous. And then, let's see, and in term, I-N-T-E-M-P-E-R-A-T-E, intemperate, I think is the way it's pronounced, an intemperate leader wreaks havoc in lives. You know what intemperate means? A drunk. An alcoholic. A drunk. An alcoholic. Somebody would rather get drunk than do anything.
Out of control.
Out of control, yeah, they like booze. I think the definition is alcoholic. But that's what it means. Wreaks havoc in lives. Of course they will, because in alcoholics, the only thing that they have any value is booze. And they want it. I know, my father-in-law was that way. The other day he died. I mean, he was still drinking. Ugh. Wow. Good-tempered leaders invigorate lives. They invigorate. What's invigorate mean? Build it up. Make it better. Stronger, smelling. Look good to the eyes. They're like spring rain and sunshine.
Oh, spring rain.
Hallelujah. It says, get wisdom, it's worth more than money. Choose insight over income every time. Why is wisdom worth more than money? Because if you've got a bunch of money, you've got a set amount of money. But wisdom can increase that money anytime it wants to. So don't be limited by the balance in your checkbook. Shouldn't have anything to do with it. You know? If you want more than enough, believe you got more than enough. It's that simple. And believe it out of your heart, not your head. We don't walk by sight. We walk by faith. There's a difference. I know it's hard to do because we're in a flesh and blood body. And our 5 physical senses have been bombarding us with information since the day you were conceived in your mama's womb. But that's a source of information. That's a worldly source of information. Guess who created all of that? The Spirit. So would you rather believe the flesh, the carnality of all this, or are you going to believe what the Spirit says? See, God's Spirit, God created all this. How? Through His Word. So my 5 physical senses are wonderful. I listen to all of them, but I also discern what they're saying or bringing into me through the Word of God. Does it line up with the Word of God? I mean, and if it doesn't, then it's a truth, but it's not the truth. You see the difference? And we want to be true. We want to be life, light, and love. That's all true, and there's nothing better than that. And that's virtues of God. See? Listen, find out what His virtues are. There's 9. And you can memorize them. Ron knows them, so do I, because we're on meditation. But you should know all of those, and you should listen to your 5 physical senses, and do they line up with the virtues of God? If they do not, what does that say?
They lied to you.
That is a truth, not the truth. And it may be a situational truth, but it's still not the truth. That's why Jesus could walk on water. That's why He could turn water into wine. That's why He could heal the sick and raise the dead. Did He say we could do all that? Yes. But you know how many people believe that? Nobody. That I know of, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that does. In deep, dark Africa, in a tent or somewhere, or it could be anywhere. Because there's a lot of things going on out there that we don't know. Because we're usually glued to the boob tube, or YouTube, or all this other tube, and we're only getting what the world wants us to have, and it's a truth in most cases. Hallelujah. Let's see. It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. What do you think that is? Don't flood me with questions, guys.
That's a tough.
Better to live with the poor.
It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous.
Well, it would be hard to live with an ego with the poor.
True, that's why he says, it's better to live humbly. Doesn't mean you can't be rich, it's just being humble among the poor. Because
Well, they're humble. They've been humble.
yeah, and what you do is you give some of your money to them and get them out of the dump, you know, get them where
But
they.
you're on the same ground with them, you're communicating with them.
Yes, you did that when you were down at the thing downtown.
Yeah,
And
you lower it over them, they won't talk to you.
No, because you think you're better than they
Yeah.
are, and you're not. We're all the same. Some people have more money than others, some people maybe have more wisdom than others, but yes,
I noticed old Jeff Foxworthy comes down at the Union.
yeah.
I've been with him 3 times. He's the most humble guy you've ever seen down at that mission.
Oh,
He never flunks anything. He doesn't even do the jokes down there.
Yeah.
He's a Bible teacher and he loves those guys.
And he's a Christian.
He's a Christian
And
guy.
that's what that means, and I don't like the word Christian because that came from the Roman Catholic Church anyway. But yeah, he's a good representative, he's a believer of the Most High God. And he tells you that too. He's a true believer. First pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. How many times have you heard me talk about ego? Ego driven, no self-worth. It's the same thing. Ego wants to be number one. It doesn't want God to be there. And ego, everybody has it. And ego will make you sick, physically sick, if you don't follow ego. Ego will make you do stupid things that you knew you weren't supposed to do, and you did them anyway, because of ego. And ego is like a black hole that can never be satisfied. It's always going to say, gimme, gimme, gimme. You know, my name's Jimmy. So that's what the ego does. So you have to be careful. The Lord of the road of right living bypasses evil. Watch your step and save your life. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. The road of right living bypasses evil. You won't even be affected. Watch your step and save your life. That's true. Every day.
That's why old Tebow got kicked out of the NFL. He had no ego.
No.
He was a humble guy.
Yes.
They spit on him, they ostracize him
Why?
because he's a humble guy.
Because he's not part of their club.
Right.
That's the way.
And he was full of Jesus, so they didn't like that.
That's what it was.
And he still is.
And they told him, we don't want you bowing the knee in the end zone. So he didn't even get to practice what he really believed.
And, you know, pro football is just another way of gladiating.
It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
it is.
I played it, you played it. It's just, it's a 21st century gladiator game. That's why
It is.
people are having brain concussions and, you know how many old football players were left
Oh, yeah.
that retired?
And the NFL knew about the concussions.
Of course,
Sure they did.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
they're all
They didn't
dead.
Cost them, they put out $1 billion and
Yeah.
that wasn't
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
They're all dead. They don't live very long. They die.
Yeah.
And
Did you see how they die?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible, man.
Especially the linebackers and stuff, all that. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few left, but I'm talking, man, you know what your life expectancy of a lineman is in the NFL? 3 to 5 years, is that?
Yeah.
Because you blow your knees out and your shoulders or something. That's it. Yeah, they don't pay enough money for that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It pays to take life seriously. Things work out when you trust in God. Yeah, you can take life seriously, but it doesn't mean you can't have any fun. Of course, this is what I call fun. I like doing this. I enjoy this.
Paddleboarding is a lot of fun to some people.
Yeah, especially when they're way out in the middle.
Yeah.
It pays to take life seriously. What's that mean? Don't listen to any BS, which this world that we live in is full of.
Hey,
Yeah, mine says, he who pays attention to the word of God will find good and blessed and happy and prosperous.
why do you think
What number is that?
young folks coming out of college right now are so confused about life.
They have no foundation.
They're not getting any kind of strength or truth or anything in college
No
teaching.
history,
Professor,
no God.
no, they don't want that.
No.
They don't want that in the school.
That's so sad.
Even the Christian schools that originally started as a
They all
Christian school,
started to study.
they're being taken over by the liberals now.
Every university.
Whose fault is that?
Man's,
Not quite everyone, but.
Christians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we don't take the time, because of our own ego-driven lives, where it's more important for what we need than to spread the knowledge to everybody. It's grassroots, brother. It's always gonna come back to the people, and the people are putting those idiots in office. Why do you think Trump got in?
Hey.
Oh, this is why. I didn't get through my saying. It's because old farts like us put him there. Old white
They got fed up with it.
said this is not right. That we're not going to be a one world government. The United States is not going to be a third world country. And Obama's a liar, a cheater, and a stealer. And he's always been that way. And he was a puppet put in there by the administration that wanted one world government.
8% employment is not acceptable. 1.5% growth is not acceptable.
Well, look at it now. But that's what I'm saying.
Giving money to our enemies and cutting our defense is not acceptable.
Yeah.
But he's trying to ruin the country. But that's what he was there to do. And the stupid ass people did it twice. They put him in twice. But that's
Oh,
okay.
That's who you have to blame.
It's the
Yes.
second blow that really hurt.
It's the people. But old angry white guys, like what's in here, most of us are old and angry, some of us aren't. Old, anyway, still angry, but we put him in office. And if you take the people that cheated on voting, he did have the majority. Because a lot of the votes that got put in were illegal.
Yeah.
In California, I mean, they had
More than we know.
The 4 states that have the most population, they found that to be true, is obviously true.
And then when he went up and wanted to have, to check it, what did people say? No, you don't get our records. And this is the federal government.
Yeah.
They said, no, you can't have our records. That shows you that.
Yeah,
Man.
Crazy.
man's thinking.
But this is what we're here to do. We're representatives for kingdom living now, put on this earth to do what? Spread the good news. And what is that good news? Jesus is Lord. Jesus died for everybody. Do you want to live like me? Do you want to be like me? Well then, come listen to me talk. That's what it's about.
I was up in North Carolina this weekend with my wife's family. Most of them go to Duke in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And a graduate, they all went to school and got degrees. And we got talking about some conservative stuff. Golly, you talking about getting on me. Well, they hate Trump. And you know, and they hate anything that's going on.
Anything that's good and decent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've been brainwashed.
They listen to the media. Yeah.
They listen to all that junk.
Yeah, they believe it.
And one of them was a doctor in Asheville. And I said, doctor, I said, you work for the VA over there and you're getting your paycheck from the VA. Do you not expect to get the truth told you about what's going on with the VA and what's going on? You don't believe all that junk, do you? Trump, yeah, I mean, he went all, you know.
Oh, it's Fox News.
Yeah, I said, yeah, he went to North Carolina.
Fox News.
He, North Carolina, born, bred, went through all their schools, medical school, everything. That's typical.
And he's over-educated for his intellect.
So you ask that guy, he's at the hospital in Asheville, what would you think about a second-year doctor intern coming and running the division of the hospital that you're on? I wouldn't let that happen. Well, that's what Obama was. He was a second-term intern.
Yeah.
They put it to run the country, screwed up. There's no way to do that.
Yeah.
What's Trump? He ran the biggest businesses in the world, now he's running the biggest business. And whether you like him or not, if you want a second-term intern to run your cardiology department, then you're as stupid as...
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Obama?
Yeah,
But who put him in? Remember. who put
Oh,
him in.
yeah.
That's the
I
problem.
did.
Fools.
I didn't either, but.
White male,
Yeah.
Christian, conservative,
Yeah.
constitutionalist,
Yeah.
and here's the part they hate the worst, Confederate. And I like it the best.
I like being the ambassador the best.
If they'll listen to,
Amen.
be an ambassador.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they want, I know what I am. It's, and they can or not. I mean, everybody got free will, bro.
Yeah, but you think about, you know, our calling is to become conformed to the image of Jesus. And when he was walking the earth in the flesh, it was really screwed up. Today is not nearly one iota screwed up compared to that, but he just walked down the path.
Yeah.
Smiling in power and authority and light and life and love
Yeah.
and righteousness and peace and joy. And that's what we can do, no matter what is around us.
And no matter who it is too. I was thinking about that today, today thinking about the Roman soldier comes to Jesus, my daughter's sick, you remember that one?
Yeah.
Please come.
Get in.
He didn't care that the Roman soldier represented a government that was totally Luciferian doctrine. He went and healed the doctor.
Because of why?
Love.
Because he loved her.
Yeah,
And he loved the soldier too.
but that's what I'm getting to.
He
Why?
was- Right,
His faith.
right.
It's all about faith. It's still about love. It doesn't matter who it is, although you're right in everything you said. But it's about his faith. He said, look, I understand faith. I'm a leader of a garrison, so I do this and I do that and they do this and they do that. And it's because of Jesus' authority, his faith. And Jesus said, I marvel, I have never seen this kind of faith in Jerusalem or on the face of the earth. That's coming from God. And the guy was not born again.
And he marveled at that Roman soldier's understanding of authority.
And that's based in faith.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
and love.
Yeah.
Yes. We have more authority than either one of those guys, Jesus or the Roman soldier today. Do you know that?
He told us we'd do greater things than he.
That's right there.
That's right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, and none of us do. Why?
We don't
I'll leave
believe
that question later. You can answer that.
I'd be afraid to answer that.
True intelligence is a spring of fresh water. While fools sweat it out the hard way.
Oh, Lloyd.
Yes, sir.
In the Amplified, it says, understanding spiritual insight is a refreshing and boundless wellspring of life to those who have it. But to give instruction and correction to fools is foolishness.
Amen, brother.
So don't try. People who don't want any of, like, they were religious as heck and don't want any of Jesus and who he really is, if you talk, don't waste your time,
You can't change somebody's mind. It's
Yeah.
impossible. If you don't believe me, start an argument with your wife. What happened? Can't change it. It's
But
impossible.
look at some of these talking heads on TV, that you can't tell them anything about truth.
They're not there for truth. They're there for a job to stir up the people. That's all they want to do.
For ratings.
Yeah,
The media does a great job at what they're good at.
All.
Divide and conquer and fear.
but that's all, and it's all false.
Y'all can lie, conquer,
So why watch
Yeah.
lies?
I mean, I know, yeah.
That's why I
don't
quit
watch
watching TV 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That's me, not you. I'm not telling you to stop watching TV, I'm just telling you. They make a lot of sense, these wise folks. Whenever they speak, their reputation increases. I like that. They make a lot of sense, these wise folks. Whenever they speak, their reputation, who they are, increases. Wow. Gracious speech is like a clover honey. Tastes good to the soul, quick energy for the body. When you're given love, you can be honey. See, it's good for the soul. The soul is your intellect, who you think you are, and all the information that you've ever gained your whole life. And guess what? You can never be saved. But it goes with your soul because it's a spirit. It's a created spirit. But it cannot be born again. It cannot be. Only your soul, only your spirit can be born again. So, what does that mean? What did Paul say?
So we carry around the soul and the spirit all the time.
All the time. And it's going to go with you when your body shed your body.
The soul is?
Yes, it's spirit. It's
Spirit.
it's spirit being, yeah. But it's your intellect, your emotions, who you think you are, who you know you are, and all this other. Now, what did Paul say that you had to do to the soul to keep it in line with your spirit, keep it in harmony?
And to conform.
Renew. And how do you renew your soul?
No.
Through the word of God.
Truth.
Yes, and Jesus is truth. And that's how you do your song. But if you don't keep it in harmony, that's where your ego is too, is in your soul. So it will want to break loose and be your God. He wants to take control, the soul.
Constantly.
And the only people that have a spirit that God created are human beings. Everything else has a soul, but not a spirit. Dogs, rats, anything that has life in it has a soul.
Rats. But not a spirit.
But not a spirit. And the only creation that God ever created that can love or have emotions is a spirit. And so, as I say, all these people out here loving on their animals, thinking they're kids, they're crazy. Dog can't love you back because it doesn't love. Dogs and cats and everything else is programmed. They have affection, but it's not love because you're the pack leader.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to, that's what wolves do.
That's
If you
a
ever
good
watch- If you ever watch wolves, they frolic and they smell each other's butt and all this, and they go around, and there's one alpha male and one alpha female, in a pack. And they're subservient to the other. But that's what your dog is. And when they people, I want to beat
I do that at least 3 times a day,
Well,
so I'm guilty.
No, but you're.
Man, I love my dog.
You smell your dog's butt 3 times a day?
No, I don't.
But the affection you're showing.
Sometimes unwittingly when he's, my God.
But, and that's fine if that makes you feel good. I'm not saying don't do it, but
Well,
you
Bible says
cannot.
Life's too short not to love my dog.
But the dog cannot return the love back to you because it doesn't.
Yeah, I always wonder why he doesn't.
And I guarantee if you
Because he
die.
doesn't have a spirit.
Yeah.
You see, I learned another thing today, man. I love this guy.
And if you
You,
drop dead in your house and your dog can't get out, you know what that dog will do in a week? Eat your ass. And he can love you to death, but he'll eat you because he's hungry.
Well, I might eat you if you
he's an
got
animal.
And if I'm dead, I don't care.
But the Bible says a good man takes care of his animals.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why does it say that?
Redemption, brother.
Because
Well,
they're
you take care of them, you feed them, and you love on them, you
Absolutely.
care about them.
Train them.
But they'll
Train
turn
them
on you
away,
at
the
the
light,
wrong
the
time.
all animals will turn on you if they're hungry. It
Yeah.
don't matter who they are or what they are, but we don't do that because we spend billions of dollars on them all the time and we take them everywhere.
Oh my God.
Women but that's stupid.
Thousands.
But that's stupid. Oh no, my dog loves me. I said, no, it doesn't.
No.
Can't.
It has affection for you.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's inbred.
Oh,
Because
you
you're the
feed-
leader of the pack.
Yeah.
But it's not love. See, there's a fine line
Yeah.
difference. But anyway, I wanted to get that out to everybody because I think it's stupid. That's good. Ron's got a dog, been with him forever. Dog's in his 80s. Ron loves that dog to death. He walks him till the dog can't move, and it's fine. But that's Ron, and that's his partner. That's his son. That's his dog.
It's his best friend.
Yes.
He's out there right now.
He's always out there.
He can't wait to see you.
Oh yeah, we love our dogs.
He can't wait to see. He misses you right now, brother. Who else misses you that much?
Happy Buddy Jackson. I mean, I'm not, he used to get mad at me because I had to ride there was seat in the car where he used to sit in a long time ago. He used to be up in the front, and I got in the front, he got in the back. He didn't like that. But he's a chick magnet, man. That dog.
Wingman. Wingman. He's my wingman.
He is. He still is. But he's the best tempered dog I've ever known in my life. And he's a boxer. He's not little. He's big.
Yeah.
But
He's like Buck, remember Marksville?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big one eye.
but he can't love because he doesn't have the capacity. God didn't give that to him.
Interesting.
We're the only ones who can love.
Yeah.
People. And when people turn and don't like you because you've done something that they think is wrong, that's Luciferian doctrine. That's hate. That's absence of God. That's why you have to be careful what you think and what you say. Even though you're justified, tit for tat, no, you're not. You're going to live like God, like Jesus. See, what do we return that evil with? Love. Because love has no defense. You don't win the battles and you don't win the war, you just love. And that's hard. Because I grew up with violence and anger and, the way they settled disagreements with was fists. The way my dad did. He beat up everybody, as long as I can remember. He worked for the FAA, and he chased his immediate supervisor up this 20-foot ladder, and was gonna beat the crap out of him, and he stayed in the same position for 10 years. They wouldn't promote him because of that. And who suffered? His family. But my father had done it again, but that was his mentality, which he got from his dad. But this is what I'm saying. Those kind of emotions and feelings are not inherited through your genes, although most of the medical community thinks so, and there's textbooks are still like that, and it's been proven that you can. Your emotions and feelings that you have are you grow up in an environment that are like that until you're about 10 or 12 years old, and that environment sculptures you.
Yep.
Nurture versus nature.
Yes, and it's true. I mean, it even tells you in Genesis how it works. For the first 7 years, your mind, you have beta, delta, theta, beta, alpha, theta, data. And that's how your mind works. And it goes, that's the lowest, the D, which is what kids are till they're about 3 or 4 years old. So they're walking around in a state of hypnosis, because to get us down to the delta state, we have to be hypnotized because we're adults and it's different. But a kid for 3 years old, they're in a delta state. They're running in hypnosis, everything's great. That's why kids used to be like the children. That's what he's talking about. Until you're about 7. And then you can start you're not being programmed anymore. You've got your operating instructions. So if you got small kids, I don't know, everybody's kids here, we got kids, our kids have kids. But yeah, up to 7. I mean, you can program up to 7 and that's it. And then the environment, of course the environment's always been kicking in since they were born. But yeah. And guess what? 70% of all of that information that they get is built on fear.
Yeah.
And that's just why when we grow up and become adults and grandparents, and if we haven't changed that programming and that ego in our systems, then what are we promoting? Fear. Same thing. Oh, you act just like your father. I hope not. You're still alive. I don't think so. But, you know, if I had fits, yeah, I've had fits before, but there were fits. But that's what I'm saying. But you've got to do it in love. Everything's built on love. If you can remember that, all your thought process, even though they're going to punish you for who you are. They did Eddie, when he went to the thing, all those people, those things behind their names, they persecuted you. That's persecution. Why? Because what you believe. But guess what? You were right, but you didn't say anything bad or back at them. You just sent them love. And that's what Jesus was killed by not the Jews or the Romans. He was killed by God. By his stripes, your idea with stripes is not, it's bruises. That's the Hebrew, it's bruises. And who put the bruises on him? God.
Yes.
Why? Because he took all the sins of the world and he wasn't a human being.
Judgment for sin.
Yes, and it was from God.
All that judgment on him.
And that's why he said, where art thou? Why did you desert me? And that was the last thing he said on the cross. And then he went into the grave for 3 days. That's why we love Jesus, for who he is and what he's done for us. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to try to do that. But yes, but he was sinless in every deed, every thought, everything he did, he was sinless. He was even sinless when he built the cat of 9 tails and beat the money changers out of his temple because they were in a synagogue selling animals and doing money for sacrifice inside the church. And that's why Jesus had righteous anger. He said, get out of here. You don't do this in my Father's house. He wasn't committing a sin. He didn't lose his temper. He had righteous anger. And there is such a thing as righteous anger, by the way, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we don't know what it is, most of us. But yes, there is. But I just want you to understand what Jesus has done for us, what he's given us, and what we don't use. And I want everybody to understand that. Use it. It's there for you. Bless somebody else by using it, not you, because you're already blessed. But bless somebody that's in your immediate family or in the parking lot or whatever. But use it to bless people. That's what we're here to do. We're here to bless people, not make fortunes for ourselves and build our barns and another barn and another barn. It's not what we're here to do. You don't have to if you understand the process on how to get wealth. Well, he said it right here. How do you get wealth? A wise person gets known for insight, knowledge, information, wisdom. Gracious words add to one's reputation. Always speak what? In love. And ask God in the morning, said, hey, I've got wisdom, but I want your wisdom. What should I do today to make money so I can give some here, give some there, and have enough? Rich, in the definition of the Hebrews, means more than enough. That's what it means, more than enough. There's not a dollar amount on it, more than enough. So if you've got more than enough all day long, every day, then you're rich. See that?
More than 97% of the people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody lives in debt because that's the way the people want it, because, look, 20% interest on every dollar? That's crazy.
Outrageous.
You know,
Usury.
you know how many credit cards I have? You know how many credit cards I've had in the last 12 years? I'll never have a credit card. But that's me. Hallelujah. Gracious speech is, I've already done that. There's a way that looks harmless enough. Look again. It leads straight to hell. Appetite is an incentive to work. If you're hungry, you work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. Mean people spread mean gossip. Their words smart and burn. Only if you let them. That's why we have the what? Whole armor of God. You know what that, the shield of righteousness, as it should be. That's what righteousness means, as it should be. Troublemakers.
All the shields are all defensive except one, the sword.
Yeah. The double-edged sword. Yes, yes.
That gets you every time.
And there's no armor on your backside, so you don't turn and run. Right? That's right. Covers the front. Yes, amen. But that's all. It's ceremonial. That's what they're saying. We don't put armor on. They're just using that because of excuse me, the Roman soldiers. It's an example, the best way. And how do you do that? Where's all the principalities of the air and the power and all that stuff they talk about?
In your head.
Between your ears. That's that self-condemnation. Because you've done something wrong and you knew you did it when you did it, but it felt so good, you want to do it again, and you know that's guilty, and that's self-condemnation. That's where it comes from. That's why Jesus said repent. All repent means is change the way you think. Turn. It's not beating yourself with walking on glass. It doesn't mean that. Although some people thought it did. Troublemakers start fights. Gossip breaks up friendship. Whoa. If you're gossiping right there, that's where you screwed up. Gossip. That's why women, a lot of women gossip, a lot of older women gossip, you know how that works. Yeah. Oh, sister so-and-so, and oh, she what's her pill? Or, do you got her on that pill, or is she on this pill, and all that, and that's all crap.
Whose kids went to rehab last year? You resort to summer place, so they can't wait to catch up in the winter.
Yeah.
Who got divorced? Whose kids went to rehab?
And that's all negative. It's based in fear, and there's no truth and no value in it.
Did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
That's why I don't put my name on the prayer list at church.
Oh,
You become the gossip column.
but 70% of them are cancer. Pray for cancer, right?
And you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
And guess where all that
Jesus already healed 2,000 years ago.
Amen, brother.
Where do you think all the energy's coming from to make that happen, that gossip? It's gotta have fuel. It's gotta have an engine. That's
From
how
the
it
enemy.
works. From you.
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
From the enemy inside of me.
Well, there's no enemy inside of you if you're, gonna go.
I-
From the
That's
flesh,
the enemy,
from the
that's me.
soul, from my soul, because it's
From
not
your
coming from my
flesh.
spirit.
They have to have energy. Everything has to have energy. You have to have energy to live. And we eat it in food and you drink it in water, but that's only part of it. We get photon energy from the sun, and we'll get into that later. Anyway, everybody is sucking energy off of you when you get into that gossip thing. And you will get tired, and the energy level of your body will go down. And then what's that first thing that it does? Is your immune system. That's what it affects. Your immune system is the only thing that makes you healthy. It's not pills.
It's not the cold weather.
Oh, no, there's nothing, cold weather's got nothing to do with it, except
Well, it's flu season, man.
it can help you lose weight. Troublemakers start fight, gossip breaks up friendship. Calloused claimers betray their own friends. Calloused, hard. Claimers betray their very own friends. They'd stab their own grandmother in the back. A shifty,
You see where they had a big fight over in Douglas County over a cornhole game in a community?
no, I don't.
They were questioning, one of them questioned the guy's scoring. You either score or go in the hole or you don't.
Yeah, I played 11.
And
Good game.
they got in a fight, and they had a lot of people fighting, and women were down there trying to scream and holler to get them to break up. I said, that's about as low as you get, man.
Man.
That's about as low as you get.
A shifty-eyed betrays an evil intention.
Scraping the barrel.
A shifty eye betrays an evil intention. A clenched jaw signals trouble ahead.
Here it's he who winks his eye is plotting perversity.
Yeah, a gray
He
hair,
who purses his lips is bent on evil.
yes. That's body language. Gray hair is a mark of distinction. Hallelujah. I got gray all over my head. My
But it's
face.
getting darker.
The reward for a God-loyal life.
Amen.
Moderation is better than muscle. Self-control better than political power. Hallelujah. Make your motions and cast your votes, but God has the final say. And that's after you die and go to heaven or hell. So yes, amen. I got it all. I got it done. Hallelujah. So,
Amen.
An hour of proverb.
not bad. Well, that was just 16.
Excellent.
It wasn't a whole proverb, it was just a proverb.
We got the expanded version.
Yeah, we had a lot of talk in it, but that's what
What
I want.
version of the Bible are you using again?
Message.
Message.
I
You're
use-
using expanded,
Amplified.
and I've got
Amplified.
NIV. Ron, what do you got?
Your phone?
Amplified? I like
Amplified's the best.
I like Amplified.
But I like this because it's common everyday English and everybody gets it good. But I use more than this with the.
See you, Edward.
Well, that
See you later, Ed.
That was
See you,
very
Ed.
insightful.
Hey, Alan Fleming told me to say hello to you. Alan Fleming?
Oh,
Big Al?
big
Yeah.
out. Y'all think of big out.
He's getting smaller though.
See you guys.
See ya, have a great week.
Have a happy birthday, Ron.
Thank you, man.
Oh, when's your birthday?
Take your dog out. Have
Today,
your
not
dog out.
yesterday.
Hey, mine's tomorrow.
Hey, good seeing you. Yeah.
Hey, great seeing you, Ron.
Happy birthday, man.
Hey, thanks.
I
Good
gave
seeing
you a couple wishes.
Oh, yeah.
But you never said thanks for saying.
Oh,
Good seeing you,
yeah.
Bob. Hey, man, happy birthday, man. Say
Good
hi to
seeing
your
you
dogs
guys.
for me.
Yeah.
Love on my
Good seeing
kids,
you,
man.
Coach.
Just, you know, life's too short. And I love them. Hey, man, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, have a good week.
See you next week.
Great.
Hey, I'm out of time for lunch next week. I gotta go.
Okay, buddy. Have a great day, man. Good to see you.
I got the
Thank you for coming.
Oh, sure.
expand yesterday, and he told me that'd be sent out this month.
Oh,